Also this today, a new list of the hottest housing markets, according to Zillow, is out. And the top 10 might surprise you. So we're going to go from 10 to 1, okay? Tampa, Florida is number 10, followed by Orlando. Cleveland, Ohio is 8, yep. And then Charlotte's at number 7.
I like 7.
Now, Charlotte was last year's hottest market. It's not too far from the top. There you go, see? They think there will be a modest increase in home values here.
I believe that.
But if we keep going, Atlanta, Georgia, rather, is number 6.
All right, let's look at the top 5 now. Moving out of the South, Providence, Rhode Island, sitting at number 5.
I love Providence.
I love it too, but again, the cold. I don't know if that's for me. Indianapolis, Indiana. Columbus, Ohio is next. Cincinnati, Ohio. And then I was talking about cold. The top spot is Buffalo, New York. Okay, you love Buffalo, I know, but that's I was surprised at that. I'm not gonna lie. Look, the team at Zillow, they put all this stuff together. They look at forecast home value, housing market velocity, and projected changes in the labor market and home construction activity. That's how they get all that information. Buffalo ranked top of the list because of a strong housing market, increased number of jobs, and steady home values. I mean,
is this a live picture of Buffalo right now?
I mean, you're the one that's going to tell us, not me.
Is that my hometown? Yes, it is.
It's Buffalo.
It's not live. But see the lake, Lake Erie,
I
right
do
there?
see it.
And the beautiful downtown. And Buffalo's the Queen City as well, you know.
Yes, I did. See, I was so confused when I moved here because I got married in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
And when they introduced it, they were like the Queen City. And I'm like, how many queens are there?
I think which cities?
Because Cincinnati is also known as the Queen City.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a Queen City. But here's my thing about Buffalo, and I'm not hating on Buffalo. I like Buffalo. The people from Buffalo are fantastic. I just don't get the cold. It is cold like 9 months out of the year.
Not 9.
7.
Grow up.
It's freezing.
4. 4.
6.
November, December, January, February, March. 5.
Yeah, okay, 6.5.